everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Angel and today I'll be sharing some more fun and simple DIYs. Before we get started, as always, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and click that little notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. For this first project, I picked up this candlestick from Dollar Tree, and also I found this cute little leaf trinket dish. I don't know if it's supposed to be a fall leaf, but that's what I'm going to turn it into. So everything is getting 2 coats of my white Waverly chalk paint to start out with. Now I am going to turn that leaf, of course, into a wood look because I did pick up another trinket dish from my thrift store that is wood, and you'll see that a little later. But I wanted to kind of make it match with that. So once those were dry, I am just taking some of my antique Waverly wax and giving that trinket dish 2 coats of that to give it the wood look. And to finish off this simple project, all I had to do was take some E6000 and glue the candlestick to the trinket dish. And here is how it turned out. For this next project, you're going to need some wax melts or either some candles. You can pick those up at Dollar Tree. That's where I picked these up, and I bought 3 packs for this project. You'll also need one of these pumpkin silicone ice trays. This is also from Dollar Tree, and we are going to be making our own wax melts. Now I had this candle from last year and it was almost gone, so I just used that to melt down my wax melts. And all you have to do is boil some water and put your candle down in there to melt those. You may have to stir them around a bit, especially if you are using wax melts for this project. But once you have everything melted down all the way, you're just going to very carefully pour that wax into your pumpkin silicone tray, and hopefully you don't make as big a mess as I did. But then you're just going to let these harden all the way, and here is how they turned out. And this is the other fall leaf trinket dish that I picked up at the thrift store. For this next project, you're going to need to pick up 2 of these candle holders. I got this round one, and then I found this other one that fit perfectly down on top of there. You're also going to want to pick up some of these pumpkin sit-in pine cones, also at Dollar Tree right now. I think I ended up using 3 packs for this, but you're just going to empty all of those into the round dish first. Then again, this is a super easy project. I'm just going to use some of that E6000 and place the top candle holder down onto there. But then I decided that this needed just a little something, and I really didn't have any fall ribbon. So I'm just using some of this Dollar Tree fabric, and I'm going to make a ribbon for this. And here I'm just hot gluing the edges just so that it has more of a clean edge for this. And then once I have that hot glued on both sides, I'm just going to start wrapping this around kind of like in the center of where the 2 glasses meet. So I'm putting a little bit of hot glue on the bottom glass and the top glass and wrapping this around. But once again, I still felt like it was missing something, so I'm going to use some of these Dollar Tree buttons, and I just picked a large one so that it could cover where that ribbon meets. And here is how it turned out. For this next project, I'm just using one of these flower market tins from Dollar Tree. Now you can just use a vase or any other planter as well for this project. Now I'm just going to start off by giving this one coat of my white chalk paint, and I will add the second coat later. For now, I just want to make sure that I cover up all those letters that were on this tin. Also for this project, I'm going to be using some of my air dry clay. I get this at Walmart. I use it a ton for my projects, and it seriously lasts so long. You can do so many projects with just one little container of this stuff. But all I'm doing here is just rolling out a small piece, just big enough so that I can cut out a pumpkin. I'm going to be using this pumpkin cookie cutter. I got these at Target last year in the dollar spot, but I do know that Dollar Tree also has cookie cutters. You could probably pick one up there to use as well. So I'm just going to cut out my pumpkin, and then I am just going to be using some of Dollar Tree's gel super glue to attach this to my tin. Now you don't have to wait for this to dry. You actually want it to still be moldable so that you can place it on your tin and shape it around there. Now, once I had it on there, I realized it was looking a little plain. I still wasn't quite sure exactly what I was going to do, if I was going to paint this white or paint it a different color. But here I am just taking a piece of twine and just adding in some texture onto the pumpkin. And then initially I did decide to go ahead and paint this whole thing white again. So I am giving the tin a second coat and going ahead and painting that pumpkin white. This is how it turned out, but I did end up changing it. I mixed up some of my gold metallic paint with my copper metallic paint, and I ended up painting the pumpkin and the rim of the tin. For this final project, you're just going to need a pack of these wood planks from Dollar Tree. We are just going to be using 3 of these. Now, the first thing I am doing is I'm going to go ahead and mark the corner of one of the planks. You can see I left a little bit of the top portion flat, and I'm just going to cut off that edge using my miter box saw. And if you are looking for a miter box saw, I have one linked below in the description on Amazon. But once I had those cut down, I just went ahead and sanded the corners to try to round them just a little bit. Now I did go ahead and make this cut to the 2 outer pieces, and now I am just going to drill 2 holes in the outer pieces and 4 holes in the center so that I can connect those later. Now again, with this piece, I just could not decide what color I wanted this. At first I just went ahead and used my antique wax to stain the wood. Then I added just a little bit of white to see how I like that. Then I just decided to move on and get back to the color of it later. I am going to use this fall leaf cutout from Dollar Tree, and I did go ahead and paint that white. And while I was still trying to decide on a paint color, I decided to make a stem for this pumpkin. I'm just going to be using a paper bag and some Mod Podge. I'm just going to cut that paper bag down, and then from the corner I'm going to start rolling and twisting until I have a pumpkin stem that I like, and then I'm going to apply Mod Podge to it and just keep twisting and turning it until you like it. And honestly, there's no wrong way to do this. You're just going to crinkle up and twist and shape that paper with the Mod Podge, and it will turn out looking great no matter what. And here you can see that I did decide on a paint color. I went ahead and just dry brushed some white over top of that antique Waverly wax. I hot glued that little leaf to the centerpiece, and then I'm just using some Dollar Tree twine to attach all 3 pieces, and I'll just tie that in a knot in the back. Now once you are finished, you can stand this up either way, either with the sides forward or backwards, and then finally finally, I am just going to attach my little paper stem that I made. And all I had to do was just cut a few slits in the bottom and kind of spread that paper out a little bit. Then I decided I actually wanted to add a few more pieces of the paper just to fill up that middle piece. So I did hot glue and Mod Podge some of that paper down before hot gluing the stem to the top. Then on the outside, I added just a few more pieces of paper with some Mod Podge just to make that stem fuller. And here is how it turned out. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the projects, and I will see you next time.